This is Action Sports Jack's Friday Night Blitz.
Well, we got ourselves a playoff atmosphere at Baldwin High School. Welcome to the playoffs. Everybody's in a playoff game this week. Started a little bit last week. Starts for real this week. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm Brent Martineau. It's the Friday Night Blitz, and the brackets have been set for a while. Now it's time to play. A bunch of home games in the area. That's just a roll of the dice. Nobody knew how it would work out. This isn't district champs. This is just random draw, who you're matched with, flip a coin. You might be home, you might be away. Let's get to all the action, including you voting for our fans of the week. We have a few nominees. ActionNewsJax.com/vote, the place to go for our Air Engineers coolest fans of the week. Bishop, SNYDER, Paxton, Westside. Paxton in the lead early, and they are quite the story, making a little bit of history here tonight. We'll get to that in just a bit. Go vote, ActionNewsJax.com/vote. All right, let's get to our game of the week. It's Rains and Westside. A good one on the West Side indeed. This one came right down to the end. Jordan Campbell throws a screen pass to Antoine McCray. McCray's fun to watch. Scoots by everybody. That's a Wolverines touchdown, and they're on the board. Rains, Carlton Butler dodges the defenders, tosses it out to Kareem Burke, and he takes it down near the 10-yard line. A little bit later, obviously that flag wasn't a big part of it. After Burke's done running and running and running from right to left all the way across the field, Burke would take the handoff and score the touchdown. So he would finish off what he started. Carlton Butler, he's a good player for the Rains Vikings. Throws to the end zone. Watch this. Up 20-13. He makes it 28-13. Quincy Burrows for the score. Rains would hang on at the end. Westside, a very game effort. But in the end, the Vikings and their new coach get a playoff win. 28-20 on the road.
We've been through a lot, a lot of adversity this year, a lot of ups and downs, and that just brought us closer together. We came out and we said we wanted to play 4 full quarters. We had some games this season where we didn't finish the whole game, and that was one of the things we talked about all week, was finishing 4 quarters, and we came out and did that tonight.
Big-time matchup tonight. Undefeated Baldwin hosting 7-1 Trinity Christian. We showed you the crowd. They were amped up. 2 good defensive teams. Jump right into the second quarter. Still no score. Trinity Christian, Ja'Cory Jordan throws the ball, completes the pass. Only problem, it was to Baldwin's Gregory Washington. Second interception of the half. On to the third quarter. Indians up 3-0, driving down the field. But they fumble the football away. Conquerors recover. Huge momentum shift. Their defense been good all year long. Just a few plays later, Christian Ellis has the football, shakes a bunch of defenders, and look at him. How patient of a run is that? He's gone. See you later. Touchdown Conquerors, now up 7-3. Baldwin looking to bounce back. Ty Petty now in at quarterback, throwing to Mark Miller. And that's a big gainer, pushed out of bounds. Baldwin in the red zone, trying to answer, but Trinity Christian does what they do all season long. They would not let them score. At the end of the day, Trinity Christian wins 20-3. They move on. Great season for Baldwin. Nice job by Coach Shields. First playoff game in the 11-year history of Atlantic Coast High School. Stingrays all fired up. Fletcher and Atlantic Coast met earlier in the year. Stingrays leading 7-0 in the first. Jaheim Odom forces the fumble. Jabari Anthony scoop and score. Mike Montemayor, the head coach, former linebacker, he's all fired up for the defensive score. Senators answer. Keely Watson finds Josh Davis, breaks a couple of tackles on his way down the sideline. That's a Fletcher touchdown. Heck of a run. Cuts the AC lead to 14-7. We had fireworks in this one. Tonight belongs to the Stingrays, though. Arthur Walker, they call him Fats. Yeah, Fats Walker. I love it. Check out the nifty run by number 23. Scores a touchdown to put his team up 21-7. And we're still in the first quarter. How about all these fireworks? Now in the second, Ridge Jacobs over the middle to Patrick Bryant. The Illinois commit outruns the Fletcher defense. Atlantic Coast is rolling 28-14. Bryant says, this is just the beginning. And he was right. Just before halftime, Jacobs going to Holy Cross, goes deep for Malcolm Seaborn. That gives the Stingrays a 41-14 halftime lead, and they would go on to win it 47-21. What a performance by Atlantic Coast beating Fletcher tonight. All right, we're going to have a lot of fun on the Friday Night Blitz. Obviously, I'm doing the show from home, but we've got a lot of help all night long, and that includes throwing it back to the Action News Jack studios right now. And let's bring in John Bachman. We had to make him work a little overtime. You did the sports sportscast for me earlier this week when things didn't go right from home. So let's see you on high school football. John, take it away.
All right, hey, it's a pleasure to be here on Friday Night Blitz. I'm trying to fit in. I'm loosening the tie. I'm ready to get down to business. Here we go. Nassau County rivalry makes its way to the postseason. West Nassau facing Fernandina Beach. Let's get it started. First quarter. Here come the fireworks. No score until Kamari Barksdale breaks through. 35-yard touchdown run. Put the Pirates on top by a touchdown. Place goes nuts. Still in the first, Warriors respond. Touchdown and run of their own. Connor Nobles from 5 yards out ties it up in the early going there. Okay, here we go. The Pirates march back down the field. They cap off their drive with another touchdown. This time it's Cam Miller. He sneaks it in from inside the 5 to regain the lead for Fernandina Beach. It's a tie ball game heading into the half. But the Pirates, you know what they're going to do? They're going to pull away. 34-22 win and the season sweep. Brent, I'm ready. Anytime you need me, buddy. Just go to the bullpen.
Man, you're good at it. Fantastic. We appreciate you pitching in. I think Tanika Hughes and Mike Burrish are going to jump in a little bit later, so we'll hear from them in a bit. Let's get to more action. This one's a good one. SUWANNEE and Parker. Now, SUWANNEE's a really good football team, so Parker has her hands full. Parker getting it done on the ground early. They pick up a nice chunk with the run. Eventually, we'll get there. They were ready to go. Well, that's not a run. That's a throw. Or maybe I'm a highlight behind. How about that? They kept it on the ground. They should have, because they go to the air and it's picked off. So SUWANNEE picked that off after the run. Parker would jump out to a 7-0 lead. But at the end of the day, SUWANNEE comes back to win it 14-7. Braves, really nice effort, but they do lose here in the playoffs. You know, we're supposed to have more playoff games. It was supposed to be Oakleaf and Nice tonight, but that game got canceled. Oakleaf wins by forfeiture. If you take a look at 8A, Mandarin and Sandalwood didn't play tonight either. Let's bring in Action Sports Jack's Marcel Robinson with more on the scenario for a few teams tonight that were supposed to play but didn't.
As we enter the early goings of the postseason, more than a dozen high school football games in the state of Florida have been canceled or been subject to forfeit. Now, all of these games have not been due to coronavirus outbreaks, but nonetheless, COVID-19 cancellations have been the unfortunate reality of this high school football season. Yesterday, we learned that the rematch from a couple of weeks ago between Oakleaf and Nice was not to be played as both of these teams began their playoff push. The Panthers pulled the plug on the game due to COVID-19 concerns. This is actually the second time that Nice has had a game canceled due to COVID-19. Early in the season, Nice's matchup against the Mandarin Mustangs was scratched due to contact tracing on the Mustang side. It's a tough way to end the season for Nice, but as has been the case all season long, safety comes first. And speaking of rematches, the seemingly annual playoff matchup between Mandarin and Sandalwood was originally scheduled for Friday night, but was rescheduled not due to COVID concerns, but due to a scheduling conflict with the Referees Association. That game will now be played on Monday evening. Friday's game is not the only COVID cancellation early this postseason. Baker County, who was at the center of criticism earlier this year, now has the week off as their opponent Arnold out of Panama City Beach was forced to forfeit due to an outbreak among their players. This means that the Wildcats will move on to face the winner of Rains and Westside in the regional quarterfinals. Now, in terms of the Oakleaf Knights, they'll go from facing one familiar foe to another that they know very well. The Bartram Trail Bears will be their opponent in the 8A regional quarterfinals. They played less than a month ago, and it came down to a 54-yard Stephen Kemp field goal that ultimately gave Bartram Trail the victory. You can bet that Oakleaf has not forgotten about that game, and they'll certainly be looking for redemption in a week's time. At the home office, Marcel Robinson, Action Sports Jacks.
All right, thanks for clarifying all that, Marcel Robinson. When we come back, we have more action, including a game at Paxson in the playoffs. Making a little bit of history tonight. We will take you there. And we want to give a shout out and say hello to all the folks that signed today or this week during National Signing Day. Put their name on the dotted line, going to play sports at the next level. That includes all those four at Bishop Kenny, including Jasmine Roberts, girls basketball player. She's going to the U to play for the Hurricanes. We'll be right back. More football right after this.
Rich Jacobs,
Pat Bryant.
we are the Atlantic Coast Stingrays.
And this is the Friday Night Blitz.
Be on the lookout. Yeah, let's go.
You're watching Action Sports Jack's Friday Night Blitz.
Hey, more commitments to tell you about this week. How about a congratulations to Aiden Mastantino and Cody Carwile on signing on the dotted line this week. Fleming Island teammates set to become conference rivals in the ACC. Aiden will become a Florida State Seminole playing ball, while Cody will be a Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. Congratulations to those guys. Want to remind you to vote for our coolest fans of the week. ActionNewsJax.com/vote. Paxton in the lead right now. We'll get to their story in just a bit. Bishop Snyder, Westside as well. So make sure you go vote. ActionNewsJax.com/vote. We are going to have some celebrity guest play-by-play announcers here on the highlights coming up in just a bit. Tanika Hughes, Mike Burr still on the way. John Bachman joined us earlier. We'll also hear from Stuart Weber. But let's get to some more highlights right now here on the Blitz playoff edition of the Friday Night Blitz. And we've got Bishop Snyder and Eagles View in the SSAC playoff semifinal. Snyder up 28-8 in the fourth, 26-8 that is. Ijon Richardson starts a drive with an interception by Jacob Kern. The Warriors get the ball back. Jalen Hunter takes it into his own hands, and why not? He does what he does. Jukes some defenders left and right, scores to make it 26-16 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth. We got a game after a 3-and-out. Eagles View trying to come back. Jalen Hunter runs it for a big gain. Not all the way in. They would get in the red zone, and Hunter looking to score, throws it up for grabs, and it's picked off by Christian Villanueva. Bishop Snyder seals the deal, 26-16. They are headed to the SSAC championship game.
It was amazing. It was a relentless effort. We told them to come out. We had to play a complete game and finish strong and keep coming after them. We know that they're a good team. They've got some solid runners on that side, but we wanted to show them and shut them down and complete that full effort.
We feel amazing. We came out real strong and hard. We came out with a chip on our shoulders, knowing this team beat us really bad last 30-6. We're not gonna live that down on our senior night. We wanted to come and pay back and come in the scoreboard.
Well, congratulations to them. Hey, Paxton, first time in the playoffs in 65 years. Fans are jacked up. Congrats to them. First drive goes to Godby, though. It's Lonnie Williams. Touchdown pass to Cayman Barnes. Makes it 8-0 in the first quarter for the visiting team from Tallahassee. Godby recovered the onside kick, trying to get a little bit more. But Chase Gillespie trying to maneuver his way around the defender and pitch it back to his teammate. Recovered by the Paxton Eagles. They make a mistake. Eagles couldn't do much with it because Deshaun Rucker is all over them in the backfield. Oh, big-time stop on fourth down. Godby playing well on both sides of the ball. Then Godby gives it to Mason Anderson. He runs over the Eagles all night long. It's 16-0 Godby after that score. It was 64-0 was the final, all visitors. But, hey, still a memorable playoff game at Paxton for the Golden Eagles. Congratulations to them for having that first playoff game in 65 years. All right, we have more highlights to get to and more celebrity guests. Say hello on the Friday Night Blitz to Action News Jax's Tanika Hughes going to jump in here on some of the highlights. Have some fun with it, Tanika. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, and Mike Burch is up next. But I am going to take you to Ed White, who hosted Rickards from Tallahassee. So let's get started. Ed White's Jason Patterson trying to make some ground. And watch this, he's going to lose the ball, and Jeremiah Williams of Rickards is right there to pick it up all the way back for a touchdown. I want to take a look at something else here. This one was a pretty weird one. Commander QB Isaiah Teal keeps it up the middle, but watch this. When he falls, he hands the ball to a Raider. But the play isn't blown dead. After some discussion, the refs ruled Raiders ball. So later, Teal back to a pass. He throws a bomb right into the hand of Raider Cameron Bell in the red zone, and the Raiders keep raiding. DeAndre Francis breaks through one tackle after another for a long touchdown, and Rickards is moving on. You want to add me to the team too?
I absolutely want to add you to a pro's pro. You are fantastic. This sports stuff's easy for Tanika Hughes. Thanks for jumping in. We appreciate it. Hey, let's get to some more of the action. Well, Mike Burch coming up in just a bit as well. Not with a weather report, but with some football. The Lincoln Band trying to get the Trojans excited against First Coast. First Coast Bucks on the road at Tallahassee Lincoln. End of the first quarter, Dorian Collier rushes in for the score. Then on top of that, the two-point conversion. Wide snap out to Marion LaRoche. It's 14-0 Lincoln. Then in the second quarter, Lincoln driving. And Perry Fisher would find Dorian Collier. 42-8 was the final. First coast season does come to an end. Not many fireworks out there for them. Creekside and Buchholz, they met just a few weeks ago here in St. Johns County, and they're meeting tonight in Gainesville. Bobcats beat the Knights 49-27 in the last meeting. First quarter, pretty crazy. Let's start here. Quarterback Creed Whittemore. We'll get to him. Here he is. Sends it to Quan Smith. And Quan Smith is on the run. Runs it and puts the Bobcats on the board. That's a touchdown. Still in that quarter, Creekside quarterback Daniel Plummer trying to find another Knights, but it's intercepted by DJ Curtis. Buchholz would go on to win convincingly 46-13. Very nice season for Creekside, but they'll be disappointed in that result here tonight in the postseason. The return to the state championship for Bowles makes a stop against the Villages. Already up 13-7. Cade Frew takes the handoff, makes a move, and he is gone. He's fast. You ain't catching him. 55 yards later, it's a Bowles touchdown. Bulldogs lead it 20-7 in the second quarter. Just before the half, Bowles back on offense. This time it's Caden Fordham, punches it in from inside the 5. Easy night at the office for Bowles. They win big, 44-14, and they begin that trek toward maybe another state championship game. It's Keystone Heights visiting Bradford. Classes 1 through 4A begin the region quarterfinal round tonight. Third quarter, Indians down 6-0. Colton Tibbetts able to break the plane on the pass from Gage Stevens. 7-6 Keystone Heights. Later in the quarter, Dejan Shanks. This is not a shank. It's more like a rope. Scrambling and finds Gavin Cook. Keeps his hand underneath it. 12-7 Tornadoes. Tornadoes win 40-14. Their fourth victory in the last 5 games. All right, so what does it all mean tonight? We have the wall that says it all, the best looking bracket in the state of Florida, probably in the country when it comes to high school football. The man that made it is Action Sports Jack's Stuart Weber. Let's bring him in so he can straighten out what's going on tonight and what it looks like moving forward.
Well, the brackets are completely random, not only the seeding, but where teams show up home and away. So do these brackets benefit any of our local teams when it comes to trying to make a run deep into the postseason? Let's start with 8A, and you can really tell that Bartram Trail and Oakleaf is going to be a fantastic matchup next week. Problem is, the winner of that has to go on the road the rest of the way in Region 1 with a possible matchup against Mandarin at Sandalwood there in the regional final. But some good competition. Spruce Creek, DeLand, Palm Coast, all solid teams. You go down to 7A, and Fleming Island going to have to go to Tallahassee next week. So certainly tough test when you got to go on the road to some of these matchups and really have to battle it away from home. So certainly going to be a tough road to get to that championship. And really with Buchholz in that region, that's going to be a tough one in 7A. As for 6A, you look at some of the teams in 6A, and it's a lot of teams out in the Panhandle that keep popping up. St. Augustine, luckily, with the way the draw worked out, well, they get Mosley at home this week. Escambia would be next week. So really, sometimes the way the bracket works out can help you. I mean, Columbia at the bottom of that bracket would be home all the way through. So we'll see if any of our local teams can make a run in 6A. As for 5A, really, we can start looking forward to next week's matchup as Baker County heads to the Graveyard to take on Rains. Wow, what a matchup that is going to be, as the Wildcats, well, they got a bye this week, so to speak, because Arnold had to forfeit due to COVID-19. So Baker County will be fresh as they take on Rains. Those are going to be two of the favorites to advance all the way through this region and maybe end up with Clay in Region 2. They went undefeated till that last regular season game against Oakleaf. Certainly something to watch in 5A. So it's a lot of games to win when you're talking 8A to 5A. But if you talk about maybe those smaller brackets, the 4A to 1A, you think one less round of the postseason, and that means you're one step closer to making it to those championship games. And you're talking about teams like Hilliard and Union County, but they also have teams like Madison County in there. Of course, the Cowboys from Madco, perennial playoff contenders. If you look at 2A, really, we're going to focus on University Christian because all they do is win. Knocked out Monroe Day, knocking out AUCILLA Christian tonight, and they will keep this thing rolling. The problem is, from here on out, they're going on the road, and they're going to have to get it done away from home. In 3A, you know, we're looking at the winner of that Trinity Christian Baldwin game, and they're going to have to keep it going if they want to go on and try and win this region. But Florida High, a very solid team, as they took care of business against Jackson tonight. They're undefeated, went to the state title game a year ago, so they will be one to contend with in 3A. And in 4A, I mean, Bolles is mighty impressive, but they're headed to Nassau County next week for a battle, and Bolles is going to have to go on the road the rest of the way. You look at those brackets. It's so random, but if you're at the top of the bracket, that means you got a lot of road games to come in the upcoming weeks. That's kind of a look at the bracket and what it means for our local playoff teams as they try to make a run to the state championships. For Action Sports Jacks, I'm Stuart Weber.
The coolest fans of the week is brought to you by Air Engineers.
Weber, you need some pictures on your wall at home, by the way. Hey, how about the coolest fans of the week? It's Paxson in a playoff game, first time in 65 years, and they voted to win the Fans of the Week. ActionNewsDax.com/vote. Congratulations to them. Hey, also congratulations to the Wilson Wolfpack and senior A.J. Horkin. The right-hander will step on the mound for the University of Chicago once his high school days are finished. We'll be right back. Mike Burrish tackles the blitz next.
Hi, I'm Grant. Hi, I'm Sam. We're the Nice Panthers. And this is the Friday Night Blitz.
The play of the week is brought to you by Farah and Farah.
Hey, Ty Guy used to play baseball against Cade Frew, and when Cade Frew was like 10, his dad's like, you're going to be doing highlights on the Friday Night Blitz of Cade. Well, here we are. Play of the week, Cade Frew. Long run, Bolles gets the big win, 44-14. You're not going to catch him. Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. Let's bring in the chief. Hey, no hurricanes, tropical depressions, tropical storms. It's just football highlights tonight. Let's blitz, baby.
And a beautiful Friday evening of weather, right? Brent Episcopal on the road tonight against Interlachen in Putnam County. Eagles strike first. Ershad Jacey scoots in along the left side to give Episcopal a touchdown lead. Okay, let's go to the second quarter action. Kirk Reed hits the hole, splits two defenders, and takes off from 20 yards out. Eagles up 19-0 and cruising. Third quarter, Eagles in complete control. Tucker Tomberlin hits Jack Bogan with the dime and adds 6 more points on the scoreboard. Episcopal, an easy 41-9 victory over Interlachen. Brent, a perfect night for football. And by the way, in Green Bay on Sunday, it's going to be a windy one for the Jags. Not quite as nice as our beautiful weather here at home.
You'll have to come back on Sunday to do some Jags-Packers highlights. But a big thank you for you and John and Tanika, everybody for contributing tonight. You guys did a great job. And the weather's been awesome most every Friday night this year. Thanks, Mike B. How about University Christian at home? This is the time of year they dominate in 2A. Tonight it's against AUCILLA Christian. Already leading 34-0. Defense keeps it that way. Ryan Oakley with the interception. UC wins big, and they are moving on. How about Union County, Class 1A, Region 3? Union County has won 3 of its last 4 games, entering the playoffs versus 2-6 Bell. The Lake Butler Tigers come out roaring. A.J. Cortez throws a beautiful lob to Manny Covey, and he takes it in. Tigers go on to win 42-0. Brunswick and Bradwell Institute. 5-3 Brunswick on the road against winless Bradwell. KJ Lee goes deep to Tyrese Jones for the big touchdown. Brunswick takes down Bradwell 28-12. Playoffs on the horizon in Georgia. All right, we made it. We did it. Let's leave you with a look at the University Christian Band. We will also have some more of the Blitz coming up a bit later on. Thanks for everyone for watching the Blitz. It's playoff time. It's a lot of fun. And that's the first ever quarantined edition of the Friday Night Blitz. We pulled it off. We'll do it again at 11 on CBS 47 and Fox 30.
Thanks for watching the Action Sports Jacks Friday Night Blitz.
Action Sports Jacks Primetime, Saturday at 10:30 on Fox 30.